Hey there, let's talk about coffee. What happens to our bodies when we don't drink it? We know that coffee can give us energy, focus, and a little boost in our mood. But what happens if we take it away? We decided to try it and document our experience. In this video, we'll explore the science behind coffee withdrawal and share our own experiences as we go one whole week without this beloved beverage. So let's jump right in. The first 24 hours. Have you ever tried to skip just one day of coffee? It's not easy. But if you're used to having at least one cup every morning, it can be quite difficult. Within the first 24 hours of no coffee, you may begin to experience withdrawal symptoms. According to the National Library of Medicine, some of these symptoms can include headache, fatigue, depressed mood, difficulty concentrating, and irritability. Caffeine is a stimulant that affects both the central nervous system and the cardiovascular system. When you drink coffee, the caffeine is absorbed into your bloodstream and begins to stimulate various parts of your body. The most noticeable effect of caffeine is on your central nervous system, where it blocks the effects of a neurotransmitter called adenosine. Adenosine is responsible for making us feel tired and promote sleep. By blocking adenosine, caffeine keeps us awake and alert. But when you stop drinking coffee, the opposite happens. Your body produces more adenosine, which can make you feel sluggish and sleepy. That's exactly what happened to me within the first 24 hours of this challenge. I felt a persistent urge to take a nap in the middle of the day, but I resisted the temptation and pushed through my tasks. 24 to 48 hours. As the second day of the challenge approached, I began to wonder how my body would react during the day. I noticed that my energy levels remained steady. I didn't experience any major dips or crashes, but I did feel a sense of calmness that I hadn't expected. Interestingly, caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours. This means that if you drink a cup of coffee, half of the caffeine will still be in your system after 5 to 7 hours. After another 5 to 7 hours, half of the remaining caffeine will be eliminated from your body. So why did I feel more relaxed? It could be because my body was finally starting to process and eliminate the caffeine I had consumed the day before. I continued to monitor my energy levels and mood throughout the day and found that I was able to focus on my tasks without feeling jittery or anxious. However, I did notice that my sleep quality wasn't as good as usual. I tossed and turned all night and woke up feeling unrefreshed. The next 48 to 72 hours. By the third day of the challenge, I was starting to feel the effects of caffeine withdrawal. According to Healthline, some of the withdrawal symptoms can include a headache, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and irritability. I checked in with myself and noticed that I was feeling fatigued and a bit irritable. My body was definitely craving caffeine. Despite these feelings, I decided to push through the challenge. I knew that the worst of the withdrawal symptoms would likely pass within a few days, and I was determined to see it through. To fight the fatigue and brain fog, I started drinking more water and getting more sleep. I also tried to eat healthier foods and exercise more. These healthy habits helped me feel more energized and focused, but it was tough to keep going. I missed my morning coffee routine and the comforting ritual of sipping a hot beverage while reading the newspaper. 3 to 5 days. As I entered the fourth day of the challenge, I was curious to see how my body would react. Would the withdrawal symptoms continue to linger, or were they starting to fade away? Surprisingly, I woke up feeling refreshed and energized. The fatigue and brain fog that had plagued me for the past few days were gone. Instead, I felt a renewed sense of vitality. I continued to monitor my energy levels and noticed that I was able to stay productive throughout the day without feeling drained. In fact, I found that I was more focused and efficient than usual. The lack of caffeine didn't seem to bother me anymore. I was getting used to my new routine, and it was becoming easier to function without coffee. However, I wasn't completely out of the woods yet. The 5th day of the challenge was when the irritability returned with a vengeance. I found myself getting snappy and agitated over minor inconveniences. Things that normally wouldn't bother me, like a spilled cup of tea or a misplaced item, set me off. I was quick to blame others and felt a general sense of discontent. 5 to 7 days. By the 6th day of the challenge, I was starting to feel like a different person. My irritability had subsided, but now I was feeling a strong desire for sweets. I couldn't resist the temptation and found myself craving cookies, candy, and other sugary treats. I knew that consuming sugar wouldn't be the best choice for my health, but I couldn't help myself. It was during this time that I realized how deeply ingrained coffee had become in my daily routine. It wasn't just a beverage, it was a habit that I had grown accustomed to. The 6th day of the challenge was also when I started to feel the physical effects of caffeine withdrawal, such as headaches and muscle aches. I could feel the tension building in my temples and my muscles ached for no apparent reason. It was as if my body was punishing me for trying to quit coffee. 7 days and beyond. As I entered the final day of the challenge, I was eager to put an end to the discomfort I had been experiencing. The headaches and muscle aches had subsided, but the craving for sweets was still there. I managed to resist the temptation and stuck to my healthy eating plan. Looking back on my experience, I can confidently say that it was worth it. The benefits of quitting coffee outweighed the challenges I faced. My sleep quality improved, my anxiety decreased, and I felt more energized throughout the day. While the first few days were tough, my body adjusted and I emerged from the challenge feeling healthier and more focused. The changes in my body and mind. As I embarked on this journey, I was curious to see how my body and mind would adapt to life without coffee. One of the most noticeable changes was my energy level. With caffeine out of the picture, I initially felt sluggish and tired. But as the days passed, I discovered a new source of energy within myself. I started to feel more motivated and driven, which made me realize that coffee was only masking my true potential. Another significant change was my sleep quality. I always thought that coffee helped me wake up in the morning, but I never considered its impact on my sleep cycle. Without coffee, I found myself sleeping better at night and waking up feeling refreshed. It was incredible to experience a natural sleep pattern again. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. There were definitely some downsides to consider. Firstly, my mood suffered in the early stages of the challenge. I became more irritable and found myself snapping at people for no reason. I realized that coffee had a bigger impact on my mood than I had anticipated. My skin also took a hit during this journey. I noticed more breakouts and redness, which left me feeling frustrated and self-conscious. It was disappointing to see my skin suffer like that, especially since I had been taking good care of it. The benefits of quitting coffee. Although the journey was challenging, I discovered several benefits of quitting coffee that far outweighed the struggles. For starters, my body started to detoxify itself from the harmful effects of caffeine. I felt lighter and more energetic, and I had a newfound appreciation for the power of natural remedies. By eliminating coffee, I was able to identify and address underlying issues that were being masked by caffeine, such as stress and anxiety. I learned to manage my emotions more effectively and developed healthier coping mechanisms. Additionally, I discovered new hobbies and activities that brought me joy and fulfillment. This led to a sense of personal growth and self-discovery that I hadn't expected. Moreover, quitting coffee allowed me to prioritize my health and well-being. I started to pay more attention to the foods I was eating and the amount of exercise I was getting. This shift in mindset helped me develop healthier habits that had a positive impact on my overall quality of life. Finally, I gained a deeper connection with myself and others. By eliminating coffee, I was able to tune into my body's needs and develop a stronger sense of self-awareness. This inner peace allowed me to connect with others on a deeper level and form more meaningful relationships. In conclusion, although quitting coffee was challenging, the transformative effects on my body and mind were remarkable. I discovered a new source of strength, improved sleep quality, a healthier lifestyle, and deeper connections with myself and others. While coffee may be a beloved beverage for many, it's important to be aware of its potential drawbacks. Taking a break from coffee can reveal hidden strengths and lead to positive changes that extend beyond just physical health. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.